Hi everybody, how we doing? Happy Tuesday. Right on. So today we are going to be painting this beautiful mountain sunset. Right? This painting, there's not a lot of drawing. This is a good one because there's not much in the way of drawing. We don't need drawing skills for this one. This one it's a little bit different. It's going to require a new kind of technique. We're going to do some blending. Blending right on the canvas itself. We're going to blend from one color into another and then into another. And of course, I'll show you how to do that. But that's what this is all about. It's all about blending. Real quick, let's go over materials here, what we're going to need for today. We need this. We need a canvas. You know what? We haven't said hi yet. Someone, where's the chat? Where's the chat bar? There's a chat bar. Find it. Say hi. Say hi to me. I'm lonely. Am I talking to myself? I don't know. Maybe. It takes a second to pop up if you typed it already. Hi. There it is. Good. Right on. Materials. Canvas. There it is. Any size will do. Doesn't really matter. It could be a square. I'm going horizontal. I'm going landscape orientation on this. You could go vertical. You could. But we're going to do, again, a sunset with some mountains. I think it looks better if it's wide than tall. So I'm going to go, I think this is the better way to go. But whatever you want to do, it's up to you. We're going to need paint. We need paint. We're going to need black, blue, red, yellow, primary colors, right? Blue, red, yellow. And you can use a little bit of white if you want. You can. It's an option. But you might not need your white. We're going to need brushes. Now, normally, I recommend having at least 3 brushes with you when you're doing a painting. Right? I usually have something about the size of my thumb. There it is, big flat brush the size of my thumb. Another one that's the size of my pinky, that's my pinky brush. Right? And then something for smaller details, like this guy here. I don't think we're going to need this guy today. Maybe we want this one. Maybe we want this one. But most of the work is going to be done with your big, fat, your biggest brush, the biggest brush you have. So get that one ready. And of course, we need water for rinsing the brush between the steps, paper towel for drying it or cleaning up any mess. And we need some kind of a palette to load up our paint, to load the paint onto the brush. A paper plate works just fine. Tupperware lid, piece of cardboard, anything really. Anything works. I've got one of these here. This is my palette. Okay. And of course, if you have any questions, put them in the chat. Put your questions in the chat as we go along here. And we're going to have a little bit of time while we're waiting for some of these layers to dry. Maybe you get some jokes. Maybe we get some jokes in there. Maybe. Maybe, if you're lucky. All right. Now, the first thing I want to do when I'm doing a blended background like this, often the first thing I'll do is I'll get my canvas wet. And I'll do that by, I don't need to hold on to this right now. I can put the palette down. Grab your big brush. Grab your water. And just brush some water onto your canvas here. Why are you doing this, Glen? Glen, why are you doing this? There's no paint on there. It's just water. Okay, so what's going to happen is when we put paint on here, this is so dry. It's so dry, it's going to suck up the paint right away. And we're not going to get a chance to blend it. It's going to dry too fast. With blending, we need the paint to stay wet. while we're working with it. Now you can see what I'm doing here, right? A little dip in the water, find a spot on the canvas, start brushing it in. You don't need to run this under the tap. That's probably too wet. That's probably too wet. Don't do that. There we go. There. Once you have it wet, you can just, again, take your big brush and just keep working it, working that water into the fabric, into the material here. Now, if you're working on paper, it's okay to do this, but you don't want to use too much water or your paper is going to start to wrinkle. There we go. How is that? Yeah, not too wet. Not too wet. And of course, if it's too wet, you can always grab a paper towel and dab some of that up. I think that's about right for me. Right, a little bit damp, evenly covered. There we go. All right, now, like I said, we need to do this blending. We're going to go from blue to red to yellow. And we're going to bring this almost all the way down to the bottom. Maybe about 3/4 of the way down here. So yeah, it needs to stay wet, which means we need to work fast. So we're going to work very quickly here, and then I'll stop. We're taking a little break. We're relaxing right now, but when we get going, it's going to be, okay, blue, red, yellow, quick, as fast as we can do it. Okay, I'm ready. Now, often when I'm painting, I put down the color that I'm going to use when I need to use it. So I'll put some blue down, and then I'll paint blue, and then I'll put some red down and paint red. But again, right now, I want to work very fast with this. So I'm going to put down a little Hershey Kiss size blob of blue, maybe more. That might be about right. I'm going to put down another blob of red beside it. I'm going to put down another blob of yellow beside that. So I've got my primary colors, blue, red, and yellow, all ready to go here. Okay, large brush, and here we go. Ready? You ready? You ready? You ready? You ready? Yeah, of course you are. You're ready. Hurry up, Glenn. We're bored. Okay, blue paint. We're starting at the top, and as always, I like to get my tops, my sides. I'm going to get a little bit of my side here. All right, blue paint. I'm just getting the top of this blue. Blue. Just kind of slapping it on here. I'm not too worried about the brush strokes right now. Just slap it on there. There we go. And now I can go over this with my brush. I can spread out what's on there. You see, and I'm getting a little bit of this arc, like a little rainbow. We're not doing a rainbow, we're doing a sky. But this is going to come down like this, in curves, not in straight lines. There we go. A little more blue. That's not enough. More blue. That's better. Okay. Once you've got your blue about that far down, right, maybe about 1/4 or 1/3 of the canvas here, again, just going over it, getting a nice curve on there, and bring this down. You see how it's dry brushed on there? It's kind of weak. I don't have much paint left on my brush, so it's all bumpy. It looks like that, bumpy and streaky. Just do that. Just do that. Just bringing that paint down a little bit. There we go. Okay, before this dries, next color. I'm not even going to clean my brush. Just wipe off what's on there. There we go. Red. Now we're going to go right underneath with the red. Scoop up some red. Slap it on there, right underneath. You see I'm under the blue? I'm not right in the blue, I'm underneath the blue. There we go. Now I'm going to work my way up towards the blue. So watch this, right? I'm going back and forth. Get your sides. Get your sides. And I'm working my way up into the blue. If I run out of paint, it's starting to get thin, like, oh, nothing's happening here, right? I can go down and I can pick up some more red paint. There's already red paint on here. Pick up some from here. Go up, up. Keep going further up. Pick up some red. Go up into the blue and back down into the red. Up into the blue. Down into the red. If you've got any areas that are white where you can see through, you can see right there. There's a little bit. You see that? You can see through it right there. I need to get up there. Up with the red. And down. There, look at that. Now we got a nice blend going from blue into a purple into a red. I'm going to keep working down now, but I've got kind of purpley blue on my brush. So I'm going to rinse that off. Rinse that off. If you're still working on your blue up here, the first part, you haven't even got to red yet, that's fine. We're going to take a little break once we're done here. Okay. This side is not pretty. How about this side? I can't see the side. Oh no, that's not pretty. Let's fix that. All right, that's better. All right. A little more red paint. Right where it was before. Right here. And now I'm going to just stretch this down. I'm not adding any more paint. Right, I'm just stretching this down. And again, I'm doing this dry brush technique. I'm just getting a little bit of this red down here. Nice and light. It's a bit streaky. Edge, edge. There. Got it. Now I can get yellow. I'm going to rinse this off again because yellow is very light. It picks up colors very easily. Another little rinse. I'm wearing a smock. So usually you'd use a paper towel and dry this off. You rinse it and then you dry it. I'm just doing this. I'm just doing this. That's right. I work messy. Okay, same thing with yellow. I'm going to take my yellow. I'm going to drop some on the floor. Good job. Don't drop it on the floor. Look, I'm going to step in that later. I'm totally going to step in that. I'm going to forget it's there. Hee hee. There we go. Big scoop of yellow on there. And again, going right underneath the red. I'm not going into the red yet, right? I'm staying underneath. Big, wide band of this yellow. There we go. Now I've got it on there. Now I can start moving up and into the red again. So start in the yellow, back and forth, slowly start moving up. Very slowly. I've got a dry patch right there, right? I need to get at that. So maybe just a little bit of focus over here. Back and forth over here. There we go, long streaks. I got another one over here. Let's get this guy. Long streaks, back and forth, back and forth, back. There we go. Back to long streaks, all the way up and into the red. And let's go back down into the yellow. And up into the red. And down into the yellow. There. And now look at that. We got a nice blend from red to yellow. I'm cheating. I've done this before, right? I haven't stepped. I know you're there. Yellow blob. I'll get to you later. I've done this before. This takes practice. This is a skill used in a lot of paintings. Getting that blend on there. All right, I've got a little bit of yellow left on my palette here. I might as well put it on there, right? So let's just take it and let's just get it on there. Let's get the rest of this bottom filled in with this yellow. Bring it right down. Remember your sides. Glenn, why are you painting your sides? Good question, other Glenn. Sometimes artists talk to themselves. Because I think it looks more finished when the color wraps all the way around the side. I think it looks more finished that way. Haven't stepped in it yet. I'll tell you when I do. I'm totally going to do it. It's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. All right. So there we go. Now, you could be done now. You could stop right now. We're going to take a moment and let this dry. But if you want to take it a little further, right here, you could add a little bit of white to that and just get a little more punch. A little more punch out of that. So rinse off that brush. Grab your white. I'm off camera. I'm still with you. Still with you. I'm still here. And we don't need a lot of white. Come on. Come on, white. There we go. Rinse, rinse, rinse. Rinse, rinse, rinse. White. Don't step in the yellow. Good. And you can take a little bit of this white. Scoop up that white. Put a little bit right there. And then same thing. Little curves right here. Put that white on and then very slowly start moving up. And into the yellow and down into the white and up into the yellow. There. Just brighten that. Look at that glow now. Look how beautiful that is. I'm going to take it a little further. Yep, that's got it. That's got it. And you'll also notice right at the bottom of my canvas here, I didn't really do much with that. The bottom's kind of ugly. We're going to fix the bottom later. We're going to get some mountains in there. That's it for that part. You can put the brush down. You can get your paper towel. You can pick up the yellow paint on the floor. Looks good. I've got a nice studio that I'm working in, and this is like a safe place for me to be messy. So there's a lot of paint on the walls and the floor. It's normal. All right. We're going to let that dry before we get our mountains on there. So we've got some time to kill here. If you have any questions, you can put them in the chat. And while we're waiting, you're going to get some bad dad jokes. Right? Right. Here it is. Bad dad joke number 1 about mountains. What is the lazy mountain? Oh, my connection just went all janky. Ooh, bad connection. I'm trying to tell a joke. My video went ugly. All right, I assume you can see me. If I can't, put it in the chat. We're not done. Hold on, internet. Every time it freezes, I'm making a dumb face. Oh, I think he's back. Let's see if it fixes itself. Maybe it'll fix itself. Big. Posting. Oh, it's looking better. I think it did fix itself. How am I looking? You're back. Yay! What was that? What just happened? All right. Well, I was trying to tell a joke. There's somebody, they got a dial on the internet and they're like, oh, it's telling a joke. Crank the internets down. Okay, let's try that again. What's the laziest mountain? The laziest mountain. It's Mount Everest. Everest. Mount Everest. Da 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 da. Mount Everest. Because it's always resting. You know, mountains, they're up in the snow, right? But they never get cold because they have snow caps. Da 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 da. Yay! How about one more? Why are mountains so funny? Why am I not funny, but mountains are funny? Why are mountains so funny? No more dad jokes. No, I got one more for you. I got one more. Why are mountains so funny? Because they're in areas that are hilly. They're hill areas. They're hill areas. They're hilarious. Hilarious. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Da-da-da. Yeah. Terrible. Okay. Let's put some mountains on there. So it's a fun background what we did here because you could put anything in here. You could put a cityscape, right? You could put like a downtown cityscape with tall skyscrapers. If you're doing like a city that has one of the needles, like Toronto or something, right? The big tall needle. You could put one of those in there. It could be mountains. It could be hills with trees. You could put little trees on there, whatever you want. I'm just doing mountains. I'm going to be real boring here. I'm just going to do mountains. So this is the part with the black paint. Now we need black paint. And if you're doing something a little different than me, you might want a different brush. If you're doing little trees, you might want to use your little brush. Or if you're doing a cityscape or something else, you might want maybe a medium-sized brush. I'm just doing mountains. They're very simple. So I'm just going to use my big one, my big brush here. Now I want kind of a valley down here. I know that. So I got to think about how I want this to look. I know I want like a valley or something down here. So I want a mountain over here and a mountain over here. And they're going to come down this way, right? So think about it a little bit. Don't make it symmetrical. This is already pretty symmetrical. Don't make the mountains symmetrical, right? That's a bit weird. If it's like there's one here and one here. So on this side, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to start right here. I know I want a valley here, so I'm going to put a little swoop over there. I want my mountain somewhere over here, so I'm going to do one, I think, like that. There we go. So up and down and up and down. Right, little double mountain here. There we go. Clean that up a little bit. They can be bumpy. They can be a bit wiggly, right? It's a little bit wiggly there. This cap has a little double bump happening. And again, sides, right? That looks weird. That looks weird. It just kind of stops there. Continue this. There we go. Continue it around the side like that. Okay, other side. What am I doing over here? Not symmetrical, right? So maybe there's a little bump here. And then it's going to shoot up. Then maybe down. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Now, real easy to make these bigger. Make these mountains bigger. Kind of hard to make them smaller, right? So, yeah, just saying. I'm just saying. Once you've got that, here's the easy part. Now we're just filling this in. Right? Now we just fill this in with the rest of our black. There we go. You could put a little castle. Could put a little castle in there. There we go. Right. All right, just about there. Almost there. I need to get here and I need to get the bottom of this. So you know what the easiest way? Sometimes when you're painting, flip it around, turn it. If this is really wet and drippy, maybe don't do that or you're going to have weird lines going through. Sometimes it really helps to take your canvas and flip it on its side if you need to get at a certain area, or if you just want a different look, if you want to view at it different. What does it look like upside down? There we go. Okay. There we are. And there it is. Very simple painting. But again, the blending, that blending technique, it requires a lot of practice to get it looking good. If yours is streaky, cool. I've even got some streaks in here. I like the streaks. I like that it doesn't look like it was done in Photoshop. I like that there's some paint streaks and some light areas and dark areas in there. I think that looks cool. I think that looks neat. If yours is streakier than mine, that's fine. That's not a problem. Not a problem at all. But the more you practice this blending, the better you'll get. But that's how you do it. That's where it is. Alrighty, guys. I'm done. There's not a lot of good mountain jokes. Really, I think those were the 3 good ones, so I'm going to stop there. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had fun painting. Stay safe. Thank you so much to kids up front for putting all of this together. That's a lot of work, man. The party's easy. The party is easy. It's organizing the party. That's the hard part. So thank you so much to kids up front. And keep painting. Keep painting, guys. Thank you so much. Cheers.